Alfred of Wessex seeks to unite the Isles under one banner.
Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Thrones of Britannia. Since last time around, there's happened quite a few things. So, let's just go over what happened last time. As far as I remember, it's actually quite a while since I recorded that episode, but since then, we've been able to completely conquer all the Welsh, and the Welsh that was held up in the other lands were conquered by the Northumbrians. And since then I've also gone ahead and built out all the buildings for most places, and I've set up the towns, and they're all aligned to me. Except I've noticed, you know what, right now when I noticed here, there is Wessex usurpers, so I'm not entirely sure where that comes from. But I have a suspicion it might be this character, because for some reason it was 9 here. Okay, so yes, +2 for this guy. Not due to his renowned wife, it's just one of his traits. Personality. He's greedy. Is he part of the royal family, is the question? Okay, so my royal family has been a bit fucked up here, but I'll go through it at some point. So, Leofric is actually, yes, he is the son of Edward, which in turn, Edward is the son of Alfred. Oh yeah, so one thing that has happened since last time, as we can see here, is that unusual faces has turned up. So, oh, she's quite old. He's 18. She's 43. I did not notice that when I married those together. So, she's actually from Ireland, which you might be able to tell by looking at her picture. But there has been a few marriages going off towards Ireland. I think this one's actually Scottish, or like lowland, because I believe these guys are lowland. Not entirely sure who she's married with, because as you can see, for some reason, the house of... Oh, it's Sussex? I thought it was the house of... what's it called? House of... Oh yeah, Alfred got a new wife. The other one died, so now he's got an Irish 19-year-old called Banba. And he's 71. He's 71 and he's got a 19-year-old Irish girl, which seems to have like an underbite, if you look at her picture. Or someone cut off her upper lip, I don't know, could be both. Well, I have to deal with this guy, clearly, because he's spreading usurper allegiance. So, Devon, what happened with them was that they had quite a few rebellions turn up, and I just exploited the situation, moved in and took this settlement from them while it was in the hand of the rebels. Then we had a small Viking invasion, which actually took their main town, and I swooped in and took that. And once they only had those 2 areas left, I decided to declare war on them and destroy them. So they're gone, and I completely own all of that. Then we had quite an interesting occurrence here in Northumbria, because Northumbria, what happened as the Welsh were losing ground, this Viking nation popped up. Let's see, we cannot. I don't know, it looks like a seahorse. Probably should actually mention them by name. Let's see what they're called. Steinborg. So Steinborg turned up, and in some kind of twist, Steinborg, I guess maybe Steinborg married into the Northumbrians, and the Northumbrian kings died or something in the war against the Welsh, because Northumbria became a vassal to Steinborg, which was insane, because they had really little territory when that happened. And like, I don't know what happened. to make that happen. But with that said, the Northumbrians are now rising up, rightly so, because Northumbria is a much larger faction than the Steinborgs, and as we can see, they're being pushed away by the Northumbrians here. I have allied with Steinborg to get a basically a casus belli to be able to allow I don't really need it, but I wanted it for kind of a roleplay sake to enter the war on the side of Steinborg. However, of course, I don't actually want to save the Steinborgs, so I'm kind of waiting to the point where it would be as easy as possible for me to go in and attack them. Also, I mean, I've upgraded almost everything. I've waited holding off with these things because they're not that useful and they're gonna cost a lot of food. So I'm holding off on a lot of these. The only one I did that for was actually the archers, because the archers took a long time to replenish. There's also a lot of these that does minus public order, which is not that great because certain areas are not that happy. Certain of the newly conquered provinces and also some border regions, and you can see right now they're all happy, but that's because I believe I reduced tax. Yes, I reduced the tax for everyone, so they're happy for that. Otherwise, they're not actually that happy most of the time. Or quite a few areas that are not that happy. And I noticed that the Devon area is not that happy. But it could be for a legion's sake. Which I'm hoping. It's not that much. Wessex is 88%. So it's probably might think about getting some buildings here. Because as I can see, technology gives me 1, taxation gives me 3. Events 4 and buildings is -4, and looking at this, I mean I should have more because there's 6+ for the church and 6+ for the great market, and then the ones that give minus is this one gives 10 minus, and this one, oh, so that's 20 minus with only 12+, which should be 8 minus from buildings then, but it's only 4 here, and then events and so forth. So you might think about changing around something here. I could go ahead and do change one of these. So the thing though is that this thin monopoly increases 80% income for copper building chains in all regions, so that's pretty good building. And the copper one, of course I don't have that much copper, but one could switch this out to a let's go ahead. Switch this out to bronze artisans. I would make a little bit less money, but the public order would be a lot better. So I think we'll actually do that because the tin monopoly is probably better. With that said, you kind of have an idea of the situation. So what I want to do is just end turn a few times to the point where Steinborg is on the verge of losing. I'll jump into the war and we'll start from there and we'll just clean up the Northumbrians. The thing is, also, I don't know how long I have in terms of time, because what I wanted to do is I want to take over England before Alfred dies, and Alfred is 71 at this point. Also, as you noticed, I've taken full advantage of the fact that we gain experience from having our men put in these encampments outside of towns and stuff. So you can see we have a lot of gold chevrons. Then I have all the armies are made up like this, so they've got the gold armor, so level 3 armor. They're also the fully upgraded troops for all their units. So the highest archers I can have, the highest Royal Huskars, the Thanes and so forth, the cavalry, so they're all fully upgraded. And the armies have been made more or less out to this specification of the king's army. So they're all similar to this, except for some that don't have that many archers, because as I said, I had a hard time actually recruiting archers. But all the armies look like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end a few turns, and then we'll come back here to start the conquest. This area will fall pretty easily, I think, because, well, Steinborg is in the way of Northumbria, so most of the actual conflict against Northumbria is going to be here in the north. The thing also is, Northumbria has conquered this island, which the Welsh held. I like how this town sprawls in sort of... It's also a hexagon shape, like, what's it called? Civilization, which kind of reminds me of that. They've actually all got all the way to Ireland, so they've got a few places in Ireland, which is kind of weird. Thing is with Ireland, which I think I noted, because I wasn't able to upgrade this community, and I upgrade within the monastery chain, and I was like, I have a lot of monasteries and I have a lot of churches and stuff, but apparently it's special churches, monasteries, that can only be found on Ireland and in Scotland. There are no such buildings in England. So you can take over the entirety of England and you'll never get one of those buildings. So it's, I think, this is a saint. That is not the right building. The closest building to the north, I think, was... Let's see if I can find it. No, that's a saint. Monastery. So there we got one of the Scottish ones, and I think the other one is probably further north somewhere. That was the saint. It's really hard, saint. It's really hard to find these. I think, no, that's the saint. And most of them are actually in Ireland for some reason. I don't know why there is no in Britain, if that's a mistake or if that's just... It seems like a kind of a mistake that they haven't got any monasteries in England. And that you basically cannot upgrade this unless you spread out and attack Ireland or Scotland. But with that said, I hope you guys have kind of an idea what's going on. And with that, let's go ahead and end turn and see at what point we can start the fighting. More than you bargained for. All this showy grandstanding you've been undertaking is making your neighbors, friends and rivals alike justifiably nervous. Expect that there to be consequences when it comes time to talk of treaties. So major diplomatic penalties towards other factions. Not that great, but it doesn't matter at this point. I have removed Leofric from governor status, and I have appointed actually another guy, which is a younger family member, the son of, I can't remember, I think it was actually this guy who I put in charge instead. This guy is still full, he still has 4 loyalty, so that's fine, but he is not, he's got that usurper allegiance, so we need to get rid of him somehow. I thought this was going to be a pushover against the Northumbrians, but suddenly all these armies start to pop up. So we've got 1 20 stack over here, we got another one over here, we got 2 over here. So right now there's 4 20 stacks, and then there's 2 down here. So the Northumbrians clearly have a lot more troops than I thought of. So up here, I matched them in armies. So I've got 1 here to match that one. We got 3 here to match these 3. We've got 2 here, while I only have 1. And I believe this to be... oh, it's Ufa. I thought it was Edward. We're gonna have to move the king up north. I was hoping to destroy the enemy here, but if one of these armies gets through and starts taking all these smaller undefended towns, that could create a lot of problems for me. And as we can see in this region,
the men are ready to serve.
We might want to try to relieve this siege
Move into position.
Or be ready to have a huge fight here, which would be perfect because so far not a lot has happened. We've got enemy general moving over here, so we kind of want to keep a tab on him. First, I actually placed my generals for where I could quickly move in and take towns and stuff. But seeing as though Northumbria has so many troops, we're gonna have to sort of shadow the enemy's units instead. I think this army has to move north as well, because there's no way we're gonna go through the marshes. It's gonna be difficult.
I want a full
Gonna go ahead and end turn, so that we at least get out of winter, and then I think with the next campaign season coming up, I think it's high time for war against Northumbria. Piety and prosperity, and we also managed to get bowmen and javelin men logistics, so hopefully we'll be getting some more bowmen. Given that my happiness is turning around, I'm wondering if I shouldn't try to start pushing towards getting the catapult. That should be nice. Oh, you know what? This is the catapult.
The men have trained for this.
So we've got quite the massive battle
Can't be done.
going in here, and before these guys, they're almost as well set as my armies are. If we look at these units, lots of archers, lots of high chevrons, lots of pretty good units as well. How can you strike? You could strike there, throwing this guy possibly into battle. These three armies against these. The thing is, they're gonna bring in the garrison army, but yeah, at this rate, they're all kind of broken down. They haven't been able to take this, so I'm pretty sure my army here should be able to go through the marshes and strike them in the back and kill them off. And then we've got the king. Should be coming in close on their heels, and we should be able to kill those guys off. Should be nice. But I think it's high time to declare war against our enemies. So we're gonna go to the Steinborgs, which are moving their army through here, taking a lot of... I guess they're going for the capital, possibly. They're 13 in strength, which is not that great. Danelaw is second.
My heart has room for you and your words.
I will join your war against the Danelaw. And I will demand... arranged marriage. No. I will demand... Wait, I can actually demand. That's probably pretty good. Oswald, governor. Loyalty seal. The thing is... Who is this? Oh, it's a governor. Why would I want to marry him to a bloody Viking? Payments. Can you give me some cash? Oh. No, we're not going to offer. We're going to demand. How about 1800? What is... How is that insulting? You're getting destroyed. 1300. No. 300 then. 300. Right. Can I get at least 800? Intriguing. Okay, 300 then. Because I want to join, but symbolically.
I can accept that.
Right. War. The question is, who's going to lead the attack?
All forces in good order.
The Wild Hawks.
Ready and eager.
The White Wyverns. Or...
All forces in good order.
Oh, this is the guy from the start. The... oh, his wife has died. We're gonna get him a new wife, just... She's ugly! No, turn her down. We're gonna get... After the battle, if he wins, we're gonna get him a wife. A good-looking one. That's actually the twice in a row he's applied for a wife and got an ugly one. So this guy is 80 years old. It's the general I've had as sort of secondary general to the king since the start.
My men yearn to prove themselves.
So we'll move up to the point where
we will do our
they can support his attack on this army.
By the numbers.
And
Glory awaits us.
oh, he
Not
retreats.
by any means.
Not possible.
That's not too good.
The men are ready to serve.
Right, then we'll relocate to hit this guy then. I guess.
The men have trained for this.
Right.
Forward march.
That was actually kind of disappointing. I
Let us
was
advance.
hoping that we
I
would
must
be able to
disobey
get
this
a
order.
fight there. And he retreats as
Not
well.
by any means.
What is this?
My warriors are steadfast and true.
I guess 1 versus 1 then.
Battle awaits. We await your command.
This guy needs to die. Okay, so the old guy will lay siege.
We can take them.
He will lay
To
siege.
glorious combat.
And this army that can actually reach this guy will kill off him.
We are ready.
And this army will go up here just to block
God
this guy so he
marches
doesn't
with
come
us.
back.
We
And this
await
one
your
will
commands.
go into battle here. And this army right here needs to try and go and block this guy. We can go ahead and attack this place. The thing is though, we like have no way to getting across. I kind of want to get there because then we control the bridge there. But I don't know. It's probably better. And then this guy will probably try to attack them. So Edward will strike the little town of Dor
Agreed.
and take that. Oh, we've got another stack over there. It's newly recruited though because the guy has no points in generalship. So we gotta cut down those stacks.
Our foes' days.
Then we have
are numbered.
another possible attack going through there,
We will
which
do our
I'm
utmost.
thinking I could probably out-resolve by having
On
the
the
king
march.
move over there
We will stay
and
the
then
course.
having this general attack. We'll probably actually break the siege.
Onward to victory.
I don't think he will stand against so many troops, so he will just run away. Yes, just as I thought. So we broke the siege. Don't want to be
Get
standing out in the
marching, men.
swamp though. Which we actually lost
The
some
men
troops from
have
moving
trained
around in
for
the swamp.
this.
Never.
No.
So
We
we
will
saved the
serve them.
town, which, I mean, that wasn't actually that great. But
The
with
men
that
are
said,
ready to
let's go ahead and strike this army and really start the war.
Attack the foe.
Really disappointed that it wasn't that. Everything there didn't just go into one big battle. Light Forest, outside the town of Nottingham. Right, let's go to war. It's going to be interesting to see what the Northumbrians bring to the fight. There must be a reason why they are the second largest faction next to me. And I think it might be due to their units. So, well, maybe not these guys. But clearly some of the armored Viking units must pack quite the punch to have carved out such an empire as they have. So with that said, let's start battle and meet them on the field of glory.
Battle awaits us. Quick march, men.
So this is the standard army, which I've standardized all my armies to have the exact same type of troops, and you probably haven't seen these guys before because it's the latest upgraded units. So really heavy cavalry, mailed horsemen should be good, and I mean that goes for the entire army at this point. We all got those shields. And I mean, even the archers at this point are armored. Got a really powerful army.
Set for war.
The only thing that I don't have actually is there is one technology that's unlocked when you attack 10 enemy armies. And somehow I've carved up an empire a kingdom like I have. But I haven't actually been able to defeat or attack. It just says attack. So attack enemy armies 10 times. I have until this will be the 8th time. Is the Danelaw archer outreaching? No, it's the same reach as ours.
We found our foes.
They actually have quite a few archers. Well, they have 4 units. And we have 4. We're gonna have the archers run forwards. And start this fight. Maybe what I should do is have them run into the forest and fire from the forest. Probably gonna take quite a bit of damage from the Danish archers.
We're taking fire!
Yeah, they're taking tons of damage. This unit has already lost half its manpower, and we have yet to inflict a single shot on the enemy.
We found our foes!
Our
Okay, so
warriors
clearly,
have lost the
yep.
will to fight.
Under enemy
I mean, troops that don't have shields are so weak against archers.
Let's do this, quick march! There they are!
Oh, they made it into shield walls. The thing is, the center is pretty weak. I'm relocating my archers to the forest part here. And hopefully these guys... Oh, they're targeting the Royal Fangs. The guys that don't have any shields. Well, they do have shields, but they elect to put them on their backs. Let's go ahead and win the cavalry fight. This started off bad, sending the cavalry. My Royal Fangs shouldn't even have been there anyways. That was a mistake by me. Okay, so the enemy army, as we can see, is in total disarray at this point.
Our hidden units have been discovered.
And they charge straight at each other.
Enemies beware! Strike now!
Okay, so they're concentrating very heavily on the center, allowing me. I'm gonna send these guys off to the flank, and we got troops. Okay, looks like my cavalry was able to win their fight. No, they weren't actually able to chase these guys down. The bastards hidden in the forest. Overlap and charge into the flank. Cavalry will chase down the archers. We have these 3 extra reserve units ready to come in and surround the enemy warriors. And hopefully I can get my horsemen to go in and chase away their archers. Okay, so the area is actually completely surrounded at this point.
Ready for war!
So I guess these guys will lay on the enemy general. And now, of course, you guys want to see some close-ups, which we should get to do. So these guys have been, due to the inept leadership of their general, they have been surrounded. We're pushing arrows into the middle there. And we've got quite a few of the enemy retreating. And the circle is getting smaller. My spearmen and swordmen have attacked the enemy general. Which should be here somewhere. Probably that one over there. I have a hard time actually finding the guy. He should be next to the standard, but it looks like the standard has been cut down. Kinda hard to see. The general is kinda surrounded. Spearmen and archers and shit. Don't want to lose all my archers due to a mistake like that. Okay, so the main force is now dead. It's time to go for the rest of them. Archers gain ground. I don't find the royal. Let's see where are they? The royal Huskars that good, because as we've seen, units that don't have shields are so weak to enemy archers. But I guess you're supposed to use them kind of like the what's that called? Oh, look at that. A few guys have come back. 29 of them. What exactly do they think they're going to be able to... Oh, just got sniped out. What do they think they're going to accomplish? And I mean, this was kind of painless, given the battle was over in... Where do I have the timer? I can't see a timer. Why? Right, great. Their king, or their general... I keep saying king, because I normally play with the king's army. I mean, the general is here fighting for his life. And these idiots have formed the wall, not even facing the right way. Pretty sure we're shooting our own men.
The enemy general is dead!
That might have been the enemy general. So the enemy general is gone for. I actually lost quite a surprisingly high amount of troops during this slugfest. But victory was achieved. By Jesu, we won. Right, here we have the first part of the Battle of Snottingham, or the Siege of Snottingham, or whatever it's going to turn into. And we can see the Wild Hawks attacking the Champions of the Saints, which is an unusual name for a Danelaw army. They were completely wiped out, as we can see, only about 300 of them remaining. And as we can see, most of the casualties was sustained by my cavalry, one of these archers, and my, where are they? The royal things. There are, or the royal Huskars. They suffered quite a lot. And also, some of the swordmen suffered quite a lot. But you can see, they also inflicted a lot of damage, especially this one. So, need to think about, just be careful about the units that don't have shields once coming up against archers. And moving the cavalry a little bit better around. But the first battle, over in 9 minutes. And we just slaughtered one of their full stacks. And I'm going to be able to take on warriors 11%. 3 units apparently survived. So the army is still there. We'll see if I can... I cannot actually chase it down. I will retreat back though to be able to support the other armies. And I think this will be it for the first video with the introduction and so forth. I think we have about 30 minutes worth of content for this one. But in the next one, I imagine that I'm going to try to fill it with as much battle as possible, and we'll just do battle, so we can kill off these guys pretty darn quickly, and I will be able to end the campaign because I will be able to, because these guys hold all the territory I need, more or less. Actually, we probably need to go against one Scottish faction up here in the north. But besides that, you know the plan. So, as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoy this, And hopefully, I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!